When some people fall, they disappear. But when Johnny Depp fell, the world watched every second of his pain. And when he rose again, the world couldn't look away. Because there's something different about a man who stays gentle, even when the world tries to crush him. Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a person lose almost everything, their name, their work, their peace, and somehow still walk back into the world with quiet strength? That's exactly what happened to Johnny Depp. And the real reason behind his comeback isn't the courtroom, or the headlines, or the public support. The real reason is something far more emotional, something rooted in family, loyalty, and love. Today, we're talking about Johnny Depp's billion-dollar return to Hollywood, but we're also digging into the emotional truth that people rarely talk about, the truth about Vanessa Paradis, and their 2 kids who became his biggest source of strength. And once you hear the full story, you'll understand why Johnny's comeback feels so powerful, so personal, and so unforgettable. People say his comeback started the day he won his case. But honestly, it started long before that. It started years earlier, in private moments nobody saw. Moments with 2 kids who kept asking him the same soft question, "Dad, are you okay?" Imagine being a global icon for decades. You're Captain Jack Sparrow. You're Willy Wonka. You're the face of Hollywood creativity. And suddenly, overnight, people doubt you without letting you speak. Overnight, your world shakes. But in that dark period, someone didn't walk away. Vanessa Paradis. The woman he spent 14 years with. The mother of his children. The one who knew his heart better than any headline ever could. Even after they ended their relationship, they never ended their respect. They never ended their bond. She stood by him, not as a partner, but as family, the kind of family that doesn't disappear when things get painful. And their kids? Lily Rose and Jack didn't care about gossip or noise. They cared about the father who made pancakes in the morning. The father who played guitar in the living room. The father who told strange, magical bedtime stories that made them giggle. They cared about the man, not the scandal. Johnny once said, "My kids are my oxygen. The reason I wake up every morning." And that is the part most people never understand. The world saw drama. But his children saw their dad fighting every day to stay whole. Not for fame. Not for money. But to protect their peace. Their future. Their innocence. That emotional pressure, that love, is what lit the fire for his comeback. Now let's talk about the billion-dollar return everyone's discussing. Hollywood didn't just invite Johnny back. They practically ran toward him. Studios. Directors. Brands. New franchises. Major contracts. Massive deals. And what's shocking is that Johnny isn't chasing any of it. Not anymore. He's choosing carefully. Choosing slowly. Choosing what feels right. Choosing what would make his kids proud. But here's the truth nobody tells you, Johnny Depp's comeback was never about proving the world wrong. It was about giving his children a life without shadows. He wanted Lily Rose to walk into her film sets without whispers behind her back. He wanted Jack to simply be a kid, not a headline. He wanted Vanessa, who defended him when nobody else did, to feel respected while walking through the world. That's the emotional truth behind the return. He wasn't rebuilding his career. He was rebuilding peace for the people who loved him unconditionally. And that is bigger than money, fame, or reputation. Here's something interesting I want to share, things fans rarely hear, but they show who Johnny really is. Every major decision he takes begins with one simple question: will my kids be proud of this? That has become his compass. His guide. His silent promise to himself. And despite their breakup years ago, Vanessa and Johnny still have a respectful connection. They talk about their children. They support each other's careers. They remain a version of family that Hollywood doesn't always understand, but one that works for them. One that is real. People often say social media saved him. Others say his legal team saved him. But insiders believe it was his kids' belief in him that kept him calm, steady, and emotionally anchored through the worst storms of his life. And there's a moment that explains everything. Jack, his son, once said to a close friend, "My dad doesn't need to fight to prove who he is. We already know. That kind of loyalty can't be bought. That kind of love can't be faked. And that kind of support? It can rebuild a man completely." So now, when you see Johnny Depp standing tall, smiling again, choosing new projects, traveling, painting, performing, understand that it wasn't a courtroom victory that healed him. It was family. Love. Loyalty. And the quiet strength that comes from knowing someone believes in you even when the world doesn't. Before we end, I want to ask you something. Do you think family support can truly save a person's life the way Johnny's kids helped save his? I genuinely want to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, or if Johnny Depp has inspired you in any way, check out the other videos on his journey, his resilience, and his incredible transformation. You'll love them. If you'd like to support the channel, hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe. It helps more than you think, and it keeps powerful stories like this alive. Thank you for watching. And remember, the greatest comebacks don't start in Hollywood. They start at home.